Oh, stop.
I'm telling you.
Stop. We told you have to be sober when you come in.
He can be king of Canada. We'll give you the crown of Canada. Big answer for Toronto. You have to figure out how to do this. Am I sensing a pattern? Which the fact that that was even a rule for so long is stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Drake has to get involved.
No, because then they'll lose forever.
Oh, hear me out. I have over 50,000 downloads in 100 plus countries that have downloaded the app. So credit to the kids, man. Like, I mean, it's all about the families. And
welcome back to the program, and it's time to talk a little basketball. It's our monthly HoopDream segment with Andrew Gottselig from HoopLife. And we'll talk a little NBA. We'll talk a little WNBA. And we'll see what's going on at HoopLife. And I guess first off, Andrew, welcome to the program. Thank you for coming in again. The WNBA, I did not see the total attendance for the game at Rogers Place in Edmonton the other night when LA played Seattle. But I know the place was full. I know that there is an appetite for women's basketball in this country to have a WNBA team in Toronto, which I think will happen sooner than later. How much did what we saw in Edmonton the other night help with getting that team in Toronto?
yeah, I'm sure it did. I didn't see the total attendance either, but yeah, we talked about it last show. The WNBA it's taken off. Obviously, Caitlin Clark's the leader, and that's the reason that women's basketball became what it was. But she then attracted attention to all these other stars, and they all are in. They all made the draft. And the cool part is they were able to take all the momentum from March Madness and then go straight into the draft less than a month later. So they have all this momentum, and now they're into the season. And so, yeah, I would love to see a team in Toronto. I think it'll happen too.
Are there enough women in the NCAA following Caitlin Clark, following Angel Reese, following some of the other ones that went to the WNBA in the draft? Are there enough still in the NCAA to keep that momentum going? Or do you feel that the numbers are going to take a huge drop because Caitlin Clark isn't out there playing for Iowa, Angel Reese isn't out there playing for LSU, et cetera, et cetera?
I think they got a few others, and Paige Buckers for UConn, I think, is still a huge draw. She's very good, and maybe not a Caitlin Clark good, but she's very good. And I think that there's a few others that'll carry the torch. So, I think the WNBA is in a spot it's never been before, because I think this year they're about to get a 3-4x viewership increase. And then I think the NCAA next year will do good as well, because you got some and it's funny because it all kind of is happening around the time the NCAA took away the rules where, the athletes can make money from their likeness, which the fact that that was even a rule for so long is stupid, doesn't make any sense. But it's cool because what you see now is these players able to get some endorsements and they're able to build a brand, which is good for the sport, especially for the women's side, because you are able to have some stars assembled, and that's what people watch basketball. Whether you like it or not, that's why people watch basketball, is because of the top 2 players in every team. That's why they watch. Top heavy league.
True confession time, Andrew. You're not going to like this very much. Well, actually, you might, but he doesn't play for the Lakers. My new favorite player in the NBA is Anthony Edwards. That guy is freaking awesome. And for folks who don't know, the Minnesota Timberwolves are good at basketball now. How did that happen?
Yeah, man. He's that guy. And it's funny. I remember at the beginning of the season reading some blogs that some analysts wrote, and I remember listening to some other NBA players, and they were saying, is Anthony Edwards the next face of the league? And I remember I saw that at the beginning of the year. I'm like, that's a little short. I mean, the guy's this is his 4th year. He's 22. But he just swept the Suns. They were supposed to be the super team to go all the way and win. And he swept the Suns. And now they go to Denver, and they sweep the first 2 games in Denver. And the guy's, he's different. I love, and we've talked about him on the show too. I love Anthony Edwards. He's come out and he's said repeatedly, I can't stand how soft our league is getting. Our league is soft. And we've talked about that too. And so we need someone like him to come in and play when you're hurt. Enough of this Kawhi Leonard type of superstar. Let's let's get back to the Jordan and Kobe era where people played through injuries. They cared about the fans, and yeah, he is different. And we talked about it in the office today. Anthony Edwards is that guy. He could be the face of the league. I mean, him and Wemby obviously you can't cut that guy out, but I think you get used to seeing him for the next 10 years.
I saw a thing today, I think it was FanDuel, had the odds to win the NBA title at the start of the season for the Minnesota Timberwolves and where they're at now.
Yeah, it was like 3,600 or
something like that. Yeah, now it's like plus 400.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Timberwolves take nothing away from them. They swept Phoenix. They take 2 from Denver in Denver. And of course, the Nuggets are the defending NBA champs. But they're still going to finish that team off. They're going to have to take on what I think is going to be a very, very good Oklahoma City Thunder team, who I think will beat Dallas.
Agreed. Yeah.
You've got the Knicks, you've got the Celtics, and you've got the Pacers. And I think the Pacers could give Boston a run if they can get past the Knicks. Mm-hmm. It seems like a lot of people are trying to give the Timberwolves a coronation as the new NBA champion. We've got a long ways to go, though, before we can do that, right? And take nothing away from what Edwards has done, what Gobert has done, what their sixth man, Naj Reid, has done, and others. But I think we're getting just a little bit too hyped up on the T-Wolves train.
I hear you, and I have to check myself because I'm in that camp, but then I just remembered they haven't lost a playoff game. They're 6-0 in the playoffs. They swept the Suns, and they went to if they sweep the Nuggets, because this whole time, the last year, I've been saying it's going to be Nuggets Celtics in the finals, Nuggets Celtics, and I mean, you can't cut the Nuggets out because they did. It appears they played lazy against the Lakers, and they played lazy against this, so you can't cut them out. They're the defending champs. They have the MVP. Like, they're a good team. So I'm not cutting them out totally, but if the Timberwolves sweep the Nuggets, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's a good team. And you know what's crazy? They're just so intense. And I remember when the Timberwolves made that trade, they traded all their draft picks away to get Gobert, and I'm like, why would you do that? But now look how smart it looks. But I mean, like, did they really know Anthony Edwards would be this guy? I don't think they did, but I mean, it works really well. So yeah, it's cool to see.
The top teams in the East, New York, Celtics, the usual contenders, and Indiana. If this was 1988, obviously those teams have come back into prominence, but how bad is it if the Celtics don't at least make the final? Do they have to blow that thing up or make some major changes?
I don't think they can blow it up because they're the best team in the NBA right now. They have the best record. They have a top 5 player. They have a really good bench. Like, I don't think it's a good question if they don't win, because they for them it's championship or bust this year. But for sure you have to at least get to the championship. If you don't get to the finals, then something went wrong. But I don't know if you blow it up. Like, I mean, Porzingis is going to be out this series, which doesn't help. That's their third option. But I don't think they'll need him this series. I was watching it before I came here, and they were up 10, and I think they're going to blow past Cleveland. I bet you they sweep them. But what's interesting is we're in a new era of NBA. This is the first year that you don't have Steph, LeBron, Kevin Durant. These guys are out, and it's a different era.
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis. Yeah, like, I mean, and that's sad because Giannis should still be there. He's only 28, 29 years old. But in the East, Siakam, Precious, OG. Am I sensing a pattern?
Yeah,
our Raptors,
I think they used to play on a team somewhere.
Yeah, they used to play on a team somewhere in Ontario. Yeah,
a team that's
and
nowhere
they're
near
all
the
playing in the second round, and us and our Raptors are not. So that's sad.
As somebody who doesn't care about Toronto sports teams and gleefully likes it when they fail, I'm okay with that.
What do you do? What do you do with the Raptors?
Well, I was just going to say, where are we with the Raptors?
Well, you blow up, you trade everything away except for Scotty, RJ, and Emmanuel quickly because you keep them because they're good and they're young and keep them together. And then you trade everything else away. Like, this is the big answer for Toronto. You have to figure out how to do this. Drake has to get involved.
No, because then they'll lose forever.
No, hear me out. We have to get LeBron.
Ah!
Oh, stop.
I'm telling you.
Stop. We
Come on.
told you have to be sober when you come in.
He can
Too
be
much.
king of Canada. We'll give you the crown of Canada. You can step in. We'll give you whatever you need. Drake will get involved. He'll help it out. Because if we can, it sounds fictional, but does he want to stay in LA?
Did Shohei?
Yes, but,
Yeah,
but look
okay.
what happened to him now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's coming, folks. No, he's not.
Yeah, but they're offering. I bet you Drake didn't get involved with Shohei, and the betting. There was probably something about the betting. He couldn't get quite as involved as he needed to. But
That's true.
but I'm telling you, I don't know what to do with Toronto. We blow it up, but if you put a LeBron on there, it doesn't matter if he's 40. Toronto's always been able to assemble a great cast. Always. History of Toronto. We've always been able to have like a decent team, except for these last few years. But
I haven't looked at an NBA mock draft. I know that the Raptors have a chance. It's an albeit a slight one to get the #1 pick. I don't know where they would be picking if the draft goes the way it's supposed to. There's a lot of chatter out there about Zach Edey and whether or not he should be a Raptor, and I know you and I have discussed that, and Pete's discussed it as well when you've been in here. What do the Raptors need with that first-round draft pick? And there are some that say Zach Edey will fall to the second round, so maybe they can get him there if he's still there. But what does Toronto need for a first-round draft pick besides someone that can contribute, unlike Grady Dick this past season?
yeah, they need some bigs because they have a pretty good backcourt. I mean, RJ and Emmanuel quickly is not an elite backcourt, but it's solid. So I mean, like, and you look at Scotty as the number 3. We just don't have a lot of depth in a lot of bigs. So I just don't think Zach Edey would. I don't think he's the difference maker. I don't think he's the silver bullet. So I don't know. I'd like to see him get some athleticism though. I don't think we need another guard. I don't think that's going to work. I think you need someone that's that 4 or 5 spot. So
I think that's
maybe Zach
too much
Edey, but-
pressure. Too much
Yeah.
pressure for Edey to start his career in Toronto. He'd end up being Bryant Reeves 2.0.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, there's
Yeah.
a name.
And maybe we could be wrong. I just don't know if his game's going to try. Zach Edey's a traditional big. He's not a Victor Wembanyama big. He's not a Joel Embiid big. He's a traditional big, which means he's Boban 2.0.
Right.
In my opinion.
Let's change it up. HoopLife, what's happening there these days?
HoopLife. Well, spring league kicked off. Summer camp registration's live. Our first adult rec league has started off, so I think we're 3 weeks into that, and that's been really cool. I mean, that's a new program that we just introduced, and yeah, really fun. And so we have that for the adults. We have all our programs kind of are in the swing of spring, but I mean the big thing probably now is like sign up for summer camps. That's the big thing I guess we're pushing. We hope to launch version 2 of the HoopLife app this summer sometime, which we've been working at this now for the last year, so it's going to be pretty cool when that comes out. I mean, we have over 50,000 downloads in 100+ countries that have downloaded the app. So, I mean, obviously, you know, our heart is with our HoopLife facility, and that's our main focus. But it's always cool to take what we've learned and put it into an app and have thousands of people use it around the world. And so we'll see what happens. The app is this next version of the app will be unlike anything anyone's seen from a basketball training standpoint. It's going to be really cool.
Have to offer you some congratulations, Mr. Gottselig. First off, I'll tell a story, and I'm not really telling any secrets. You guys both know this story. When you first started appearing on Locker Talk with us, we thought, well, young man, enthusiastic, don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see how it pans out. Well, you recently passed the 45,000 mark in terms of total player registrations. It's panned out pretty well, but does that number, the sheer magnitude, kind of blow your mind a little bit?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, yeah, it's like I've been doing this for I guess since 11 years now of training.
That long?
Well, I mean, I first started 2013
Okay.
summer was the first time. HoopLife officially started 2017, but I started training in 2013, and yeah, it's credit to the kids, man. Like, I mean, it's all it's all about the families, and we've had such support and love. It's like the only way we could have done this building or put out these programs and stuff is with the support of the community. So, no, Regina's been awesome, man. Like, I love it. Want to raise my kids here and have my family here, and it's been awesome.
And this sport has really taken off, and I think you deserve a lot of credit for that because of what the programs at HoopLife offer.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The team has done good, man. Like the team of coaches and like Keegan and Diego and Majok and the guys that are in the office with me, and like our new coach. Well, he's not new, but he's taken on a full-time role the last since the end of last year. Isaiah Merck, he's been leading a lot of our training, and I'll have to bring him on one day because he played U Sports, and he's from Regina, and he's been doing an amazing job leading a lot of these camps and stuff, and so hats off to him and the team. They've been killing it.
Andrew, thanks a lot for the time.
Yeah,
we'll talk to you next month before we break for the summer.
Awesome. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, that is Andrew Gottselig from HoopLife. We'll wrap it up right after this. You are watching Locker Talk on Access Now.